Guys, it's Corbin with the Wasatch Gear Review. Today we are going to review the Osprey Atmos 65AG, which stands for Anti-Gravity Backpack. Stay tuned. So like always, guys, let's start with the suspension system. We're going to start from top and we'll work our way down. So we're going to leave the hood for after the suspension system. So we'll start from here down. You have a really good doubled over stitched piece of webbing for your main haul loop. Very burly. It's stitched right into the back of the harness. Very strong. Here you have your H2O water tube port for your bladder. Comes up and out. Can show you a close-up on that now. With your load lifters, you have a burly sliding system. This slides in and out. You can feel it all the way down to here. And you can feel how that will slide all the way down or all the way out, depending on how loose or how tight you have your load lifters. This is, in my opinion, one of the state-of-the-art features of this bag and why it holds weight so well on your back. They call it the anti-gravity for a reason. It doesn't feel like you have any weight at all on your back. You have your customary gear clips for clipping extra gear on. You have two up here that are doubled and one down at the bottom, and that goes for each side. I have a bushcrafting knife clipped to one of them, where I like to carry it when I'm out backpacking for easy access. On the other side, I just have a Perel bottle hand sanitizer clipped. You have a very nice sliding sternum strap, which is it slides on this rail, which makes it adjustable. Going to the actual anti-gravity system, you have this full one-piece mesh system that goes all the way down into your waist belt. I can show you a close-up of that now also. On the sternum strap, you have an emergency whistle on the buckle, which is an Osprey signature. I'm pretty sure they started that. A lot of packs feature that now. They have a adjust on the go weight belt system that is very comfortable with burly clips. On the waist belt itself, they have two zippered pockets on either side. They're not the biggest pockets in the world on this particular pack, but it will take a phone or some energy bars, some granola bars, some snacks, things like that. On the left shoulder strap, you also have the stow and go trekking pole system, and also the loop down at the bottom of the pack here for the bottom of your trekking poles. So they're always right by your side, right in this area, for a quick stow and go, or you can take them out if you need them. This pack also is wire framed right in this area with adjustments here. You squeeze these together and you can move this shoulder strap mechanism up and down a good 3 to 4 inches to accommodate a variety of torso lengths. Also, the other great adjustability factor that this has is in the waist belt. And if you go into the back side here, it's Velcro. If you unvelcro that, you can slide this out and adjust it for different waist sizes. And of course that's on both sides. I'm a skinny guy, so mine is all the way in for this size pack. This is a medium, if I recall correctly. So moving to the side of the pack, you have compression straps with a clip on the top to suck the load in towards your back. You also have these orange compression straps to suck the load in on the bottom closer to your back. One of the great features I like about these water bottle pockets is not only do you have the traditional top style, you have a side hole. So you can see this one's in the top. I flip the backpack around to this side. This one is now in the opposite, so it hangs out. So when the backpack is on your back, you can reach back, grab it out, and be able to get it back in without taking the backpack off. So again, you have this side and you have the top side option. That is a great option that Osprey has put on this 65-liter Atmos anti-gravity pack. Now we're going to move to the front of the pack, top. We'll start with the lid. You have two clips on either side that hold the lid on to where it can come off or come backwards. One of the other great options that I like that Osprey put on this backpack is if you're going on a smaller hike and you don't need the room, because there are two pockets which we'll get to soon in the hood of this backpack. They've made the option to where you can totally remove this hood and get rid of it. And then you can see this other flap here hanging over. You can actually pull out some clips here on either side of this hood, and now you are able to clip just this hood over for a little extra rain protection and clip it in so the backpack stays shut with an Osprey symbol. I do like that. And you can totally take off this hood feature to the backpack for smaller hikes if you're not going to have as much gear and if you don't need these 2 pockets worth of gear up here. So that's another great option, innovative option that Osprey, and they do, the way they stitched them, they just hide. If you fold them back in, if you're not using it, these clips just hide in this secondary hood section. So that's awesome. Now let's get back to the hood. I'm going to turn this backpack around and we'll start with the top zipper compartment. It's a good size zipper compartment. I have my Black Diamond Moji camp light in there. I've got some snack bars that I had just thrown in on the fly when we were coming back down. This isn't usually where I keep my snacks. Normally my snacks stay in this second lid pocket, which is a much bigger lid pocket. And there's actually my snack bag with a bunch of different kind of bars and stinger bars in it. I have a pair of gloves in there now. Just a pair of lightweight gloves. By the way, this pack is still packed up from me and Graybeard's last overnight adventure at Martha Lake. I'll throw that on the screen right over here now. So yeah, just a huge secondary. Look at that. Huge secondary pocket on the hood. And by the way, guys, these zippers are just fantastic. They never get caught. The pull tabs on them are like a hard plastic to where you can get your finger in them without having to open the piece of rope. And they just slide freely back and forth. They never get caught up. They open, that's the secondary hood pocket. And by the way, inside, or the first hood pocket that I showed you, the smaller one does have your key chain clip in that one. So flipping the pack back around to the front side, you also have another grab handle stitched to the front of this pack, which I have found very useful when I'm picking this pack up and moving it from one spot in camp to another, or carrying it over to put into the tent, into your vestibule. I like the option of having another grab handle that you can lift this pack up. Now I have a lot of weight in, so it's going to take both arms, but that's the whole amount of weight on that one pull tab or grab handle. It's not really a handle because you can't get your whole hand into it, but it's like a 2-finger lifter, and I like that option. Sticking to the front of the pack, you have a mesh pocket on the front with a clip. This is very nice mesh. There you go, I got some toe warmers in there, some Yak Trax toe warmers that I'd stuffed in there. A variety of different things you can get in this, guys. I've put my Z seat, which now is clipped to the bottom straps. They would be your sleeping bag compartment straps. I also have my sleeping pad strapped into that section as well. But I've had my Z pad in here. I have had my Goal Zero Nomad 7 in here. I've had the battery bank stuffed in here. The other thing that I really like about this, and I've used it for this purpose before, and it was basically to keep all the other gear in my pack dry. You get up in the morning, you're winter camping, or you're late fall camping, or early spring camping, and your rain fly is wet. I have taken a 3-man tent rain fly and I've stuffed it down all into this mesh pocket and clipped it in and kept that on the outside of my pack. It was a great option to have and I love it. Moving down even further, I was just talking to you guys about the sleeping bag compartment straps. If you just loosen them up a little bit, you can undo them. There goes the sleeping pad and the Z seat. These straps are awesome. They are the sleeping pad straps. That's what Osprey refers to them as. I've strapped a tripod in there. Of course, you just saw the sleeping pad and a Z seat, and it still had room, which you can see there at the end, to extend it out further to accept maybe even another piece of gear. I could probably get those 2 items there that I just took off and a camera tripod, because they make these webbing straps very long and very nice. This is a 2-compartment sleeping bag. It is a top loading, and it also has your sleeping bag compartment, which has got 2 zipper pulls on it to where you can open it up. Now I know a lot of guys out there that do backpacking that like a full ruck style sack, or backpack. And when I say that, I'm referring to, there is a divider in this pack that will separate all your gear in this upper compartment to your sleeping bag. What I like about Osprey is they make that not removable, but one side of it threads into some buckles, and you can unthread that and you can make it a whole tubular style rucksack to where there's no divider. Now I've always used the divider. I like to keep the stuff up here, and my sleeping bag down here. But if I really needed to stuff this backpack full, I could undo that divider, let it fall against the back of the pack, have all this room to where I could stuff stuff down all along my backpack, whatever it may be, a Mountain House meal, or whatever the case may be. So I do really like that option. It does have the option for an external, you have another piece of bungee cord here and a haul loop. Now you could put your trekking poles on this too. Now you know, I already mentioned it had the stow and go that's up on your chest and shoulder harness. But you could also store your trekking poles back on the back of the pack. One of the major things I've used this for, honestly, is to strap in my fishing pole on the outside of the pack. You could also strap in an ice axe if you're doing some alpine adventures. Honestly, guys, one of my only complaints about this backpack is the fact that without my bedroll clipped into the bottom, this backpack will not, stand up on its own. It will fall over onto the ground. You cannot stand this up. You have to lean it up against a tree, lean it up against a rock, if this is not in there. Now with a bedroll on the bottom, as you can see, it will stand. It's not a huge complaint, but I'm a fan of a backpack that will stand on its own without the bedroll attached. I'm hoping to see that in the future with Osprey, that they will make a base to their packs that will be a freestanding pack without this attached. So as you can see, to finish the review, I hooked it back up so I can have two hands to finish this review. Also, guys, on the front of this pack, you have two huge pockets on the front. Just to show you a little bit of what you can haul in there. That's a huge knife. Okay, so I've got that in there. I also have a can of Jet Power fuel, and this is the medium-sized can. I also, in this pocket, have a full-size Jet Boil. So I mean, now, you know, if you guys have seen these products, if you guys have used these products, you know just how long that is. And I'll put it in just like that. I'll slide this in first and I'll mate that right on top. And then the knife goes alongside to kind of hold it all in place. That, my friends, is a ton of room in these side pockets. They go clear down almost to the bottom of the pack, clear up into here, and midway into the pack. I mean, it is just a huge pocket. And you do have these pockets, same size on either side. I've got some coffee, instant coffee. I have my saw. I have a filter bag. This is a 2-liter platypus filter bag for filtering water. Let's see, what else do I have in here? I have my fire kit and a Sea to Summit dry sack. I also have my bear line that I had just stuffed back in there after this trip. I have my Sawyer squeeze for filtering my water. I have another little sack. I don't even know why that was in there. I didn't use it at all. I guess it was just in there. I have a head net for bugs, which it's winter. Obviously that was another item that I did not check the backpack for before I went on this last backpacking trip with Graybeard. Also, I have my headlamp in that pocket. So that'll show you guys just how much gear that these two front zipper pockets will accept. They are huge, guys. So on this other side, I just showed you that you have the ice tool or axe attachment, or you can do your trekking poles. On the other side, you have the exact same thing for another ice axe. Now I've just hooked my small, short outdoor research gaiters to the outside of my pack, and I also hooked my extra large Osprey rain cover to the outside of the pack. So yeah, guys, this pack is just absolutely phenomenal. I have very few complaints about this pack. So now let's work our way up to the main compartment of the pack. It does have a little pull tab, it has the drawstring to close everything down. What I like about Osprey's design is on this plastic piece where the drawstring comes through, it has a little tab. All you do is pull that tab and then you can open up this sack. It also has another compression strap. So once you get all your gear in, you clip that in and you can cinch it all towards your back. So it's holding it tight towards your back. I love the option of having that extra compression strap up on the top to keep everything tight so it's not moving around. Going into the pack, I have a biscuits and gravy. I have some toilet paper. I have my puffy. I have my waterproof REI bear bag. I have the footprint to a 3-person REI quarter dome tent. I have another bag with extra socks and a Patagonia micro fleece. Also, inside this bag, which will give you another idea of how much this can take. This is the Alps Mountaineering Zephyr 3-person tent inside the main compartment. So guys, that is a ton of room. It's absolutely amazing, in my opinion. Looking down in, it does have a stretchy pocket for your water bladder and a clip to keep the water bladder from sagging down in. So now real quick, I'll give you guys the specs. Best use is backpacking. Frame type is internal. Gear capacity, they're saying it's only 62 liters, and that is the large. Liters are so weird with backpacks. It says a 65 on it, right on the backpack. According to REI, the gear capacity for a large is 62 liters. Gear capacity in cubic inches is 3,783 cubic inches. The weight of this pack, just by itself, is 4 pounds, 3 ounces. The torso is adjustable. The torso fits 16 to 19 inch torsos. The waist fits 24 to 45 inches, and it is also adjustable. The materials that this is made out of is 100 denier by 300 or 630 denier nylon dobby and 420 HD nylon pack cloth. The frame material is a light wire, which I've already showed you, the wire frame. It has the Osprey anti-gravity suspension, which is a suspended mesh back panel. The pack access, which I've shown you, is top and bottom. The number of exterior pockets is 9. It does have a sleeping bag compartment, and this particular model is gender specific. It is a male version. They have a female version also of the Osprey Atmos 65. So there you go, guys. That is my review of the Osprey Atmos 65 anti-gravity backpack. I will put a price point up on the screen now. In my opinion, guys, this is a burly, kick-butt backpack. It is the most comfortable backpack I've ever worn. It holds the weight so incredibly well. I definitely recommend this backpack, and I'll tell you, run out and pick it up if you're a serious backpacker. Thanks again for watching, everyone. I am Corbin with the Wasatch Gear Review. Subscribe, like, and share. Be safe and adventure on, everyone.